Have you ever felt that even when surrounded by many people, there's still a quiet loneliness deep inside you that no one seems to understand? Sometimes those silent moments hurt even more than words ever could. What you might not realize is that rejection, broken expectations, and those silent inner battles are often life's greatest lessons, the very things that shape your inner strength and bring you the peace you've been longing for. Today, I want to share with you 7 profound lessons from Buddhist wisdom. Lessons that can help you turn loneliness into strength, transform pain into awakening, and discover a peace that nothing can shake. There are moments in life when we suddenly pause, stepping away from the rush of the world, and realize we're quietly hoping for someone to understand the silence within our soul. It's a silence that words cannot express, a space filled with pain, unanswered questions, and whispered prayers we don't know where to send. But then we discover that no one is truly listening. Not because people are cold or unkind, but because everyone is lost in their own full carrying storms that the world cannot see. At first, this realization feels heavy. It makes us feel alone, even fragile. But slowly, another truth begins to emerge: that this very loneliness is also the key to our freedom. When we stop waiting for someone to save us, when we no longer hope for someone to carry us through the storm, we uncover a hidden source of strength. It's the moment we become the ones who hold our own hearts with quiet grace and unshakable dignity. This is the essence of the Buddhist path. No blame, no silent pleading, no resentment. Only the courage to take responsibility for our own happiness and pain. Peace is not a gift given by others. It blossoms when we learn to master our own mind, our emotions, and the steps we take. And that is the greatest freedom any of us can ever experience. Lesson 1. Embrace the silent truth. This journey belongs to you alone. There is a truth in life, sharp and painful, like a blade, yet more liberating than anything else. You must walk this path on your own. You might be surrounded by friends, family, and people who love you with all their hearts, but the deepest corners of your soul, where storms of emotion, fear, and longing rage, can only be faced by you. No one can stay awake through your restless nights. No one can endure the storms that tear at your chest. No matter how deeply they love you, no one can walk the path of healing, awakening, or freedom on your behalf. This journey is yours alone to take and complete. Even Prince Siddhartha, before becoming the Buddha, had to leave everything behind: his throne, his palace, his titles, even the people he loved most. He walked alone into the forest, sat in stillness under the Bodhi tree, and faced all his suffering without waiting for someone to rescue him, encourage him, or validate his pain. He simply sat with open eyes and an unflinching heart, meeting his suffering head-on. That silence was not a punishment. It was the turning point of his entire life. For Buddhism teaches us that suffering is born from endless craving, from wanting reality to bound to our desires. One of our deepest cravings is the hope that someone else will save us, that someone will reach out and pull us from the depths. But when we learn to pause and take that step ourselves, we realize something powerful. Peace was never out there. It has always been within us. There is a mistaken belief that many people hold, that someone will come along to mend the deep wounds within us. We wait for them to pull us out of the darkness, to heal the cracks in our hearts. They may care for us, stand by our side, offer comforting words, but no one can step into the very core of our soul to carry our pain away. Healing is a sacred task that belongs only to us. Our growth and liberation do not come from someone else's hands. The sooner we let go of the hope that a Savior will appear, the sooner we reclaim the strength that has always been within us. It is in those quiet, lonely moments that true strength is born. Every time we face our fears without running, every time we sit with our pain without trying to numb it, we sharpen the silent sword of our spirit. From that silence, an unshakable peace is formed, a peace that no praise, no cheering crowd, and no love from the outside world can give us. So don't see solitude as a punishment. See it as sacred space. Your pain doesn't need someone else's validation to be real, and your growth doesn't need the applause of the world to be meaningful. When you bravely step into your inner world and accept that no one can walk this path for you, you will uncover a deep reservoir of strength and peace that nothing can take away. You are not alone because the world has abandoned you, but because this is the very nature of true transformation. Solitude is not the absence of others. It is the full presence of yourself. When you reach that presence, you've already taken your first step toward enlightenment. Lesson 2. Your pain belongs to you, and only you can transform it. Pain is an uninvited guest that no life can escape. It wears many faces. Sometimes it's childhood wounds echoing through adulthood. Sometimes it's heartbreak, betrayal, failure, or the silent battles no one ever witnesses. But the most important thing is this pain is only the beginning. How you face it and transform it determines the path you take. Buddhism never promises a life free of suffering. Instead of encouraging us to run away or numb ourselves to escape pain. It offers something far more valuable: the courage to turn and face pain directly, to look at it without blaming life and without drowning in self-pity. The wisdom of the Buddha reminds us that suffering doesn't arise from pain itself, but from our resistance to it. Every time we cry out, "Why me?" or "This shouldn't be happening," we add another layer of suffering on top of the original wound. Every time you wrap your wounds with stories of why me or life is so unfair, you're building a mental prison, a place where healing becomes impossible. Yes, maybe you've been betrayed, abandoned by those you trusted, or scarred by careless words and love that was suddenly withdrawn. That pain is real. But the more you cling to the hope that someone else will come and fix everything, the more tightly you remain chained to it. Healing begins the moment you turn inward and quietly say to yourself, "This pain is mine. I will sit with it. I will listen to it. I will learn what it's here to teach me." That moment is your first step toward true freedom. In Buddhism, self-responsibility is not harshness. It's empowerment. It doesn't mean blaming yourself for the wounds inflicted by others. It means recognizing that only you can decide how long you will carry them. Others may apologize. Life may change. But peace only comes when you open the door to it from within. You can sit in silence, feeling the edges of your pain without fear. You can watch it rise and fall like waves in the ocean. You can soften it with compassion, patience, and gentle mindfulness. But no one else can walk into your heart and do this work for you. Expecting someone else to heal your wounds is like commanding a river to flow your way. Life always moves according to its own rhythm, and people act according to their nature. But peace, that is your sacred responsibility. Within this journey lies a hidden gift. You may not be responsible for the pain inflicted upon you, but you are entirely responsible for what you build from the broken pieces. When you learn to take ownership of your pain, a powerful truth unfolds. You are no longer a victim trapped by life's cruelty. You become a student in life's sacred school. Every scar becomes a page filled with wisdom. Every pain becomes a doorway leading to a deeper understanding. The next time blame rises within you, pause, take a deep breath, sit in silent courage, and whisper to your heart, "This pain is mine to transform. This peace is mine to build. I will hold it with mindfulness and gratitude until the day it dissolves, like it was never there." This is the path of healing, the path of freedom, and the still unshaken path of the Buddha. Lesson 3. Let your results speak in silence. In a world that never stops shouting about victories and failures, silence becomes the most powerful voice. Today, it's easy for us to talk endlessly about our struggles, unfulfilled dreams, or the battles we carry within. Words of complaint flow like an endless stream, stories of life's unfairness, and wishes for change seem never to end. Yet beneath those words, there is often nothing but emptiness. Complaining is not action. It's merely an echo of helplessness that keeps us stuck in one place. Buddhism teaches that true transformation does not bloom from words. It blossoms in silence, nurtured by discipline, perseverance, and quiet practice. The Buddha did not reach enlightenment under the Bodhi tree by blaming the world for its suffering. He didn't spend his time endlessly talking about life's injustices. Instead, he turned inward. He sat in deep stillness, observed and listened to the unspoken truths of the universe. From that silence came clarity. From clarity arose wisdom. And from wisdom came compassionate action. Every one of us carries burdens. Life, by its nature, will always bring moments of unfairness, heartbreak, and silent wounds that no one else can see. It's natural to want to share, to seek understanding. But when sharing turns into endless complaining, when we repeat our pain like a chant, our spirit becomes drained. Sympathy might soothe for a moment, but it won't help us move forward. Your energy is sacred. Every breath, every thought, every intention is a seed you plant in the soil of your life. Buddhism teaches us to be mindful, not just of our breath, but of how we use our energy. If all your words are spent on what's wrong, you leave no space to build what's right. If you dwell on excuses and complaints, you halt the blossoming of your true potential. Real growth happens quietly. It begins in the still hours of early morning when you meditate before the world awakens. It shows in those calm decisions you make while standing in the midst of provocation. It unfolds during the hours you spend learning, reflecting, and training your mind. With no applause, no witnesses. And then, like a lotus slowly rising from dark waters, your results begin to bloom. You will become calmer, radiating a quiet strength. Your focus will sharpen, and your presence will deepen. Others may notice a change in you, but you won't feel the need to explain it. Your silence will speak for you. Your discipline will speak for you. And your inner peace will speak louder than any words ever could. When you understand this truth, you stop seeking validation from the outside world because your quiet transformation already carries the voice of change. Most people are overwhelmed by their own burdens, so they cannot carry yours. It's not because they lack compassion, but because life itself is heavy for everyone. Instead of waiting for someone to save you, show them the power of saving yourself. Instead of proving your pain, prove your resilience. Instead of constantly complaining about life's harshness, let your calmness and unwavering spirit do the talking. Every moment you spend complaining is a moment you lose for growth. Every excuse is a brick left unused in building the foundation of your awakening. Choose the Buddhist path, the path of silent strength. Speak less, complain less, but focus more and build more. Let your quiet transformation become the loudest voice. Let your unshakable peace become your greatest victory. Lesson 4. Free yourself from the trap of validation. There is a subtle kind of suffering that many people fail to notice, the craving to be seen praised and validated by others. Too often, we measure our self-worth by the number of eyes watching us, the voices agreeing with us, or the hands applauding our efforts. But Buddhism calls this what it truly is, a deceptive trap that keeps us stuck in a cycle of dissatisfaction. When you place your peace in the hands of others, you hand over the power of your soul. A single compliment can lift you into fleeting joy, but one harsh word can crush you into despair. You become like a trembling leaf in the winds of public opinion, fragile and unstable, because you've built your happiness on something as fleeting as morning dew, the ever-changing thoughts of others. The Buddha taught that freedom comes through letting go. Just as we learn to release attachment to possessions or people, we must also release our attachment to being admired. What rises will eventually fall. Today, they may celebrate you. Tomorrow, they may forget you even exist. Today, they praise you. Tomorrow, those same lips might condemn you. If your peace depends on the applause of others, then it never truly belongs to you. Pause and ask yourself, how many times have you stayed silent about what you know is right, simply out of fear of rejection? How many times have you bent your words to please others instead of speaking from the depth of your soul? Every time you do that, you are quietly betraying yourself. This is not freedom. It's a form of bondage disguised as acceptance. Buddhism calls us to awaken from this silent slavery. You don't need crowds to validate your worth. You don't need likes or followers to prove you matter. You are already whole, not because someone says so, but because you exist, because you breathe, and because within you lies an awareness untouched by praise or blame. That still pure awareness within you is where your true value resides. And here is the paradox when you release your need for validation, you gain something infinitely greater: self-respect. At that moment, your life becomes an authentic expression, no longer a performance staged for the approval of others. You walk with quiet confidence, speak with clear truth, and act with unshakable integrity. Ironically, it's when you stop seeking approval that people are most drawn to the calm presence you radiate. Your peace speaks louder than any words ever could. So let go of the need to be fully understood. Let go of the hunger for praise. Speak what is true, not what is popular. Do what is right, not what is celebrated. Live each day quietly, mindfully, and sincerely. The less you rely on external approval, the more unshakable you become. Praise is just a trap. True liberation begins when you step out of that trap and stand firmly in the truth of who you are. Lesson 5. Release the weight of expectations. Expectations are one of the most silent yet relentless destroyers of inner peace. They slip into your mind unnoticed, whispering that people should treat you a certain way, that life should unfold according to your plan, or that each moment must match the secret script you've written. But the reality is this: every hidden expectation becomes an invisible chain binding you to suffering. You give kindness and secretly hope it will be returned. You offer loyalty and hope loyalty will stand by you in the same way. You love with the hidden desire that love will be reciprocated in the exact form you imagine. And when life doesn't play out as you expect, feelings of disappointment and hurt immediately arise. Yet reality doesn't move according to our silent commands. People are who they are, not the version we want them to be. Life dances to its own mysterious rhythm, far beyond the plans we have in mind. Life doesn't follow the scripts we imagine. The more tightly we cling to how things should be, the more we suffer when they are not. The wisdom of the Buddha teaches us this freedom begins the moment we release our attachment to expectations. Letting go of expectations doesn't mean lowering your standards or becoming indifferent. It means freeing yourself from the invisible chains that tie your happiness to life unfolding in your way. When you step into life with openness instead of demands, you begin to flow with its natural rhythm. Disappointments no longer cut as deeply as they once did. In this letting go, compassion begins to rise. You no longer blame others for not being able to read your mind or meet your unspoken hopes. Think about it. How many times have you lost your peace, not because of what truly happened, but because it didn't happen the way you thought it should? You expected someone to call, but silence came instead. You believed they would stay, but they walked away. You believed life should be fair, only to find an unpleasant lesson at your door. It's in that gap between reality and expectation where suffering is born. Buddhism reminds us to let go of these illusions. Give without demanding. Receive without entitlement. Help without needing recognition. Love without chaining your love to how it must be returned. Why? Because true peace does not come from the outside world. It blossoms within you when you stop forcing life to follow your blueprint. Letting go of expectations doesn't make you cold or uncaring. It allows you to enter life with open eyes, ready to embrace its changes and imperfections. And in that acceptance, peace returns. You stop saying, "They should have done this," or "It should have been that way," and instead, you quietly whisper to yourself, "It is what it is, and I will meet it with presence, not resistance." When you can do this, you will begin to see life slowly reveal its hidden beauty. Pain will no longer cut as sharply as before. Gratitude will arise more often. You will notice the quiet miracles in what already exists instead of mourning what never came to be. This is the heart of Buddhist wisdom, not to escape life, but to free yourself from the chains of the mind, the ones that keep you imprisoned in sorrow. Step into every moment with awareness, without forcing or clinging. Let go of the tight grip on thoughts, like people must act this way, and allow life to simply unfold as it is meant to. Release the belief that life must follow your plan, and you'll see peace return to you like a silent blessing. In that stillness, you will discover a quiet power, a strength that no disappointment can ever shake. Lesson 6. Find stillness in a world that never stops. One of the most sobering truths is this life doesn't stop for anyone, not even when your heart is breaking. No matter how heavy your sorrow feels, the sun will still rise. Each morning, the streets will still be busy with people. Traffic will continue to flow, and conversations will go on. Life always moves forward, whether or not you are ready to move with it. At first, this truth may feel harsh, even cold. But hidden within it is a gentle invitation, an invitation to freedom. Because once you accept that the world will not pause for your pain, you stop waiting for it to care, and you start focusing on how you choose to respond. There is a tender illusion in every human heart, the hope that when we suffer, the world will notice that someone will come to mend what feels broken, or that life itself will pause to honor our grief. But Buddhism teaches that this very expectation deepens our wounds. The world in its ceaseless rhythm is not cruel. It is simply absorbed in its own unfolding. The Buddha himself knew loneliness, but he never expected the world to bend for his suffering. Under the Bodhi tree, he did not wait for someone to comfort him or for perfect conditions to awaken. He accepted the truth about life, impermanent, unpredictable, and impartial. And in that acceptance, he found unshakable freedom. Peace came not because the world changed, but because he did. When you realize that life will not pause to share your pain, a soft but steady strength awakens within you. You no longer feel like a victim of its indifference. You stop seeking rescue from the outside and begin the sacred work of rescuing yourself. You choose to heal, not to be seen or praised, but because you deserve the quiet dignity of your own peace. This does not mean your pain is insignificant. On the contrary, Buddhism honors us every feeling, especially the deepest wounds within you. But the greatest lesson is this: you must become your own refuge. The world outside will never be stable enough to carry your peace for you. People will leave. Plans will fall apart. Everything will change. The seasons will shift. The skies will transform. And if your peace depends on these changing tides, you will be torn apart again and again. Meet reality with mindfulness. Don't ask life to calm its storms. Learn to grow stronger within them. Don't beg spring to stay, or autumn not to shed its leaves. Learn to bloom and rise with the ever-changing rhythm of the universe. Let go of the illusion that your pain must be seen to be real. Your silent courage is proof enough. Every morning you rise even when your spirit feels heavy. Every day you keep walking even when no one sees your perseverance. You are walking the timeless path of the wise. Life keeps moving. Time continues its silent march, never pausing for even a second. The greatest freedom isn't found in trying to slow down the rhythm of the world, but in discovering stillness within yourself while everything around you is spinning. This is the essence of Buddhist practice. It's not about controlling life, but mastering how you respond to it. It's not about demanding that the world stop for your pain, but about learning to flow through life with awareness, dignity, and peace. Accept this truth with a courageous heart. The world moves forward, with or without you. And when you choose to walk with it, not in resistance, but with wisdom, balance, and inner peace, you become unshakable. Lesson 7. Turn rejection into inner strength. Rejection often arrives quietly, but cuts deeply into the softest parts of who we are. Whether it's being ignored, pushed aside, abandoned, or made to feel not good enough, rejection leaves wounds that are hard to describe with words. It plants seeds of loneliness, doubt, and insecurity in our hearts. But in Buddhism, rejection is not seen as punishment. It is a silent teacher, a quiet guide. It redirects you away from illusions and leads you closer to your true path. From childhood, we are conditioned to seek approval from parents, friends, teachers, and society. We crave to be chosen, to hear yes, to feel like we belong. And when life says no, we often feel as if our worth has been stripped away. Yet here is a powerful truth that Buddhism reveals. Rejection does not determine your value. It simply changes your direction. What doesn't choose you is not necessarily a loss. Many times, it is life's quiet way of protecting you. Buddhist wisdom encourages us to let go of the need for approval from others. The less you rely on someone else's yes, the freer and stronger you become in your own self-worth. Your true purpose in life is not to be accepted by everyone. Your purpose is to walk the path meant for you, whether anyone notices or not, whether there is applause or silence. If someone walks away, if a door closes in front of you, or if your efforts go unseen, it doesn't mean you are worth less. It simply means life is guiding you back inward to find approval within your own heart first. Think of the lotus flower. It grows in muddy water, yet its petals remain pure and untouched by the dirt. Rejection is like that mud, cold, messy, and heavy, but it is often the very thing that makes your roots grow deeper, your stem stand taller, and your soul blossom with quiet beauty. Turn rejection into energy, not to prove others wrong, but to build something solid within yourself. Every time someone leaves, let it be a chance to return to yourself. Every time you hear, "You're not enough," let it fuel your focus. Discipline and mindfulness. You don't need others to choose you. You only need to choose yourself. Remember, even the Buddha himself faced rejection. Not everyone understood his teachings. Some dismissed or mocked his path. But he remained steady, not because of praise, but because he had found strength in his presence and his own way. He walked in silence and patience, not seeking the approval of the crowd. You were not born to please everyone. You are here to awaken. When rejection arrives, the ego whispers, "They don't like me. I'm not good enough. I've failed." But Buddhism encourages us to rise above this noise and ask, what is this here to teach me? How is this helping me grow? What attachment is this helping me release so I can be free? Within these questions, pain slowly transforms into purpose. The wound becomes a doorway to wisdom. Let rejection make you softer with yourself. Let it silence the noise of those who never believed in you and guide you back to where peace has always been, waiting deep within your own heart. The less you need to be chosen, the stronger you become. The less you seek approval, the more you walk your own path with a quiet strength that leaves others wondering, how can you be so calm? How can you remain so strong and steady? People may think your life was easy, but only you know that it was rejection, loneliness, and silent struggles that truly shaped your spirit, carving strength and stillness deep within your soul. So when life says no, don't see it as the end. See it as fuel, a gentle reminder that whatever turns away from you was never truly meant for you. What belongs to you will never abandon you. What doesn't accept you doesn't deserve even a piece of your peace. Let it go. Let rejection guide you inward. Let it make your inner stillness even stronger, even steadier. Because rejection is rarely the end. It is often the beginning of your most authentic and powerful path. This is the path where you no longer beg to be seen, because you finally begin to see yourself. This is the path of a mindful warrior. This is the path of the pure lotus. This is the essence of Buddhist wisdom, turning every no into a deeper, stronger yes within yourself. Life will test you with rejection, unmet expectations, and lonely moments that no one else will ever notice. But hidden within each of these moments is an invitation to return to yourself, to find a peace that no longer depends on praise, approval, or life going according to your plans. This is the quiet strength of Buddhist wisdom, not to make life easier, but to make your mind stronger and more resilient. It's not about changing everything around you, but about finding peace within, so you can face every storm with grace and dignity. Remember this. You are not here to be chosen by everyone. You are here to awaken. You are here to become the lotus that blooms untouched by the mud. You are here to walk the path of wisdom, quietly, patiently, and powerfully, with a strength no rejection can ever take away. If this message touched your heart, take a deep breath and remind yourself, my peace is my responsibility, and my awakening is my purpose. Subscribe to this channel to continue receiving profound Buddhist teachings that guide you back to yourself. Like and share this video if these gentle reminders are worth spreading to someone who might need a little light and hope today.